Help me, Mama.
Hey everybody, this is Emily with Help Me Mama. Today we're talking about sleep training your baby. I mentioned this in my last episode where if you can't get your baby to stay asleep when you put him down for a nap, maybe it's time to sleep train. I have Owie over here playing a fishy game, so if you hear him, that's what's going on. So let's talk about when. When is it time to sleep train your baby? I say minimum 3 months, preferably more like 4 months. I think the older the better. I just can't let them cry it out when they're so little. What I mean by sleep training, I should say, is training your baby to go to sleep by themselves. And there are many ways to do that. And I think you gotta let them cry it out. That's my method. I'm gonna be going over the when and the how. So when? At least 3 months. I think before 3 months, they're too small. I mean, too small, too tiny. They need you. It also depends on size though. If you have a preemie baby or just a small baby, they're gonna need to be a little bit bigger, I think. You gotta have some chub on your baby before you let them cry it out. I mean, for me, I just think like they're just too small. You know what I mean? The second factor of when you should sleep train is when you're going nuts. Like, baby hasn't slept, you haven't slept, you're gonna go out of your mind crazy. You sleep train then. Or preferably before you get to that point when you feel yourself getting to the point of like, I need sleep. I need it! Do the sleep training before then. I'll just tell you, my first was Owen, and we'd always talk about how he had 6 chins and no neck. He was a big baby right away. He could have been sleep trained at 3 months, and I should have, because I spent many nights up walking up and down our little apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning. And when I had my second, I was like, I'm never doing that again. And that is why I sleep trained with Melly. She is so tiny, on the other hand, that I haven't sleep trained her yet, and she's 7 months, but she's also very easy. And she hasn't made me go nuts at all. So those are some examples. The other when factor is what time of day would you do it? I would say usually you're going to be sleep training, that first session is at night, because you know that your baby's eventually going to go to sleep. You have kind of a guarantee, like they're tired at the end of the day, right? The only other time I would suggest that you sleep train is if you get to like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you know your baby is going to be overtired, cranky by 3, sleep train them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon so you have a little break and you're ready for what I call 5 o'clock cranky time. Because it seems like, I don't know, for whatever reason, like 4 or 5 o'clock, whenever dad comes home, it's cranky time with the babies. So if you are like need to gear up for cranky time, do the sleep training at like your afternoon nap. So let's talk about how to do this next. There's lots of ways to sleep train. So this is just my way of doing it, and it overlaps on a lot of things. So take what you can, don't use what you can't. Number 1, I suggest a routine. And you don't need a routine to sleep train your baby, but I think it's a good idea because if you're going out somewhere like grandma's house, if you're going to a friend's house, if you're on a vacation, if you have a routine for when your baby goes to sleep, they are much more likely to be able to sleep in a place that's not your home. Because if you just put your baby down in the crib and say good night, like that's okay, but it might only work at your house. Some familiarity with a routine will help them go to sleep in a different place. The other thing about the routine is KISS. Keep it simple, sweetheart. We are not talking about an hour-long routine. This routine, especially for naps, is like 2 to 5 minutes. Read a little book, sing a little song, say a little prayer, like 1 to 2 things. It's not, here's what I did with Owen, okay? Before bed each night, he would get a bath, and then I would give him a little baby massage, and then I would hold him and read him a book, and all those things are wonderful, but they don't all need to be done right before bed. You can do those things whenever you want, but that's not part of your routine. That routine is too long. This is a quick signal that says, baby, it's time to go to sleep. Okay? Number 2, let them cry it out. So you sung your song, you said your prayer, you say, love you, baby, sleepy now nice. You put them down and you close the door, okay? The first day, couple of days, it might take them an hour. And on the first day, they might not even go to sleep. But you have to let them cry for an hour. Do not, let me repeat, do not pick them up after 15 minutes. Do you understand me? Do not pick them up after 15 minutes. It is not long enough. It is not long enough. They will recognize, oh, mom's gonna pick me up after 15 minutes. I'll just cry for 15 minutes. 15 minutes is not long enough. They need to be tired. They need to realize, like, mom is not gonna pick me up for a long time, okay? 40 to 60 minutes. Now, my heart breaks after an hour, okay? So I don't do more than an hour. If they are still crying after an hour straight, I mean, they might like cry and then like stop for 2 minutes and then cry, okay? That kind of thing. If they cry for an hour, I'll pick them up and I'll say, good try. And then we'll do it again tomorrow. But tomorrow they're gonna know when mom does the routine, when she puts me in the crib and goes outside, she's not gonna pick me up for an hour, okay? Now, before you put them down with setting your face to Jerusalem, like I do this in love and I know it's going to be terrible, but you got to do it. You got to make sure that their diaper is changed, make sure that they're fed, because you don't want a baby with a poopy diaper. Like, don't put them down when it's their usual poopy time. Like, if they always poop at 2, don't put them down at 1:30, because they're going to poop in the middle and then you're going to be like, oh, but did they not go to sleep because they had a dirty diaper? Like, try to do it, have those things, take them into consideration. At least 40 minutes. 60 minutes is kind of my top. And after the first, I would say 3 days, the time it takes them to fall asleep is going to decrease. So it's not going to take them an hour after day 5. This is barring, like, if they're sick or they're teething, you might have other factors in play. But on day 5, they're probably going to take 15 minutes to a half hour to go to sleep. By next week, they might only take 5 to 10 minutes to go to sleep. And after that, they might just like lay quiet and go to sleep for you. I mean, that's kind of how it works. That's the dream, right? What was I going to say?
Excuse me, Mom.
Yes, baby.
Are you done?
I'm almost done. Thank you for waiting for me. The last thing that you need to do when you put them down, close the door, you need to do something productive. Do not sit on the couch and listen to your baby cry for an hour. That's awful. That's terrible. And you're thinking, oh, you're so anxious because it's an anxious thing, okay? And babies cry because they need something, right? Right now, they're crying because they need to sleep and you need to let them, okay? So don't sit down on the couch and listen to them cry because your little heart is going to be like beating so fast and you're going to want to pick them up. Okay, you need to do something productive. Take your focus away from baby for a moment. They're safe, they're in their crib, they're fine. What I want you to do is go to the far end of the house, far end of the apartment, and vacuum, do some dishes, do some laundry, put some music on. Okay, you don't need to listen to them. Do some of the things that you haven't been doing because you've been carrying the baby and bouncing around your house for like 40 hours a week, right? You haven't been able to do anything else. This is why you sleep train. Now, after the first week or so, you can do those things while they're crying it out, but you're not gonna have to distract yourself because they won't be crying for that long anymore. So this time when your anxious heart is beating so fast, they're not gonna cry for an hour forever. Tops a week, I would say. If it's not working after a week, I would say maybe your baby was teething. You might try some baby Tylenol or something, whatever teething trick that you have. We'll have to do a teething video later, or they might be a little bit sick, okay? So look for those signs, as a qualifier, look for those signs before you do this. Anyways, I hope that this was helpful to you. Let me know if it works. And I know, sister, I know it's hard to let them cry it out. It broke my heart letting Owie cry it out. And with each of them, it's like, oh, it's so hard to listen to them. But it's really good for them to sleep. They grow when they sleep. They need sleep. So this is good. It's like short-term peril for long-term bliss. Anyways, this is Emily with Help Me Mama. Please like, sorry, I always forget. Please like and hit the thumbs up sign if you like this video. Subscribe or offer it to a friend. And as always, we're looking for new topics that you guys would find helpful. Have a good one.
Help me, Mama.